All right. Hello and welcome. Let me just make sure that my sound is going good here. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day so far. So just a few updates. So it's going to be an awesome week coming up. Let me just make sure that I have my audio here and that everything sounds good and looks crispy. All right, cool. So Artemis 2 has a new launch date. It's scheduled as early as April 1st. 1 second here. There we go. All right. Artemis 2 has a new launch date scheduled as early as April 1st, and it's rolling out to the launch pad as early as Friday. There will be 4 launch opportunities in this 6-day window starting on April 1st. So even if they don't hit the April 1st window, they're still hoping to hit another one of those windows. So a 7-ton meteor also broke apart over the Cleveland area, causing a sonic boom and scaring the crap out of some people. Although nothing really reportedly hit the ground, or at least it wasn't recorded and it hasn't been found. It likely just burned up and broke apart. I also took a trip down to the Kennedy Space Center, and I've been telling you guys about this. I recorded the entire tour of the visitors complex. I'm working on editing that now. I've already got the full Q&A chat with astronaut Jan Davis up. So if you want to learn about things like diabetes research on the ISS, why crystals grow perfect in outer space, what it takes to be an astronaut, and more, make sure to check out that video. And if you have a daughter, I would especially recommend this video as it was recorded on Women's Day, and she was being especially encouraging to the young girls and women in the room. And before I left for my trip, I also recorded a 7-minute documentary about the moon's mysterious geography. I'm also working on editing that, but that's kind of on the back burner right now. So if you can't tell, editing time is my biggest roadblock. I've got tons of ideas and too little time to edit. So if you like this channel enough to help me edit for free, it'll really help get my channel monetized. Send me an email at maverickmethodology@gmail.com. No resumes needed, just send me something you've edited before and we can go from there. And although I can't pay you right now, what I can promise you is that you'll be in on the ground floor, helping to share education to thousands and eventually millions of people on the internet. So the second that I'm able to, you'll be the first person on the payroll. If you like editing and sharing knowledge and you've got some extra free time, you're exactly the type of person I'm looking for. So again, that's maverickmethodology@gmail.com. And you can also use that email if you want to just send me channel suggestions, news, cool images that you'd like me to share, or anything else. And I just wanted to remind people that in these turbulent times, that it's really important more important than ever, to just be kind and loving to one another. The internet can be quite a nasty place. So now on to the main event. If you guys really like my Smash shorts, they're some of my best videos. And, you know, 2 things will always be true. No matter how old I get, I'll always enjoy breaking things, and I'll always giggle just a little bit when I hear Uranus. So let's just get right into it and start smashing stuff together. Feel free to drop some comments and let me know what you would like me to smash. Let's get right into it. Let me make sure I got these comments open over here. All right. So let's start smashing. So usually when I do these for shorts, a lot of times what I will do, I just start kind of with a blank canvas, right? So this way you can really load up whatever you want. So let's do Jupiter. Let's see if we can add Jupiter's rings. Yep, so there's Jupiter's rings. Actually, I want to add it with all of its moons. So do new. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so let's find Jupiter here. If you click this button here, it'll add it with all of its moons. All right, so now we've got all of its moons. And then, oops. Let's add its rings. Add ring to Jupiter. There you go. So that's our realistic Jupiter. Now let's start bombarding it with stuff. Mercury. Mercury's really going to do nothing. Almost guarantee you. Just a little spot. Boom! Venus, go! I always wonder how deep the clouds in Jupiter really go, or all of the gas and ice giants for that matter. You know, I remember actually just seeing an article recently that Uranus or Neptune actually might be more rocky than we think. And, you know, it's always made me wonder if, you know, the gas giants just have super, super thick atmospheres that we can't see through. And how much we really know. And especially as we get farther out, you start talking about Neptune and Uranus. We've really only been out there a few times. Or sorry, Uranus for you mature folk out there. That is really beautiful, though. We got to destroy some of these moons. What do they think they're doing? Hey, what the heck? All right. Earth didn't want to get hit by Europa there. Hold on. We'll try to do a collision in a different way here. Oh, no. All right. There's going to be a lot of Earth floating around. There we go. Bang. Very nice. This is going to hopefully make for some awesome shorts later on in the week. And let me know where you stand on immature jokes. I'm actually kind of curious about that because, you know, I don't know. I've always worked really serious jobs my whole life, being in the military, working in IT, doing IT security. And even though I've always had kind of really serious roles and really serious jobs, I've always had a very immature sense of humor. And I wonder if that's common. You know, I do meet a lot of people kind of in the science realm that I think are, you know, maybe a little bit more on the drier side as far as their sense of humor is concerned. But, you know, humor is very subjective, though. I think we all have different senses of humor. You know, what's funny to one person isn't to another person. But I've always had a very childish sense of humor, so. Let's put our moon in here with Mars. Deimos is gone now. Oh, boy. I actually thought it was going to kind of stay in place for a little bit. Nope, we shredded Phobos. Oh boy. That's the type of stuff that accidentally makes Mars habitable, you know? Although here, obviously, we're just sandboxing it. I don't even have a sun or anything like that. I'm just smashing stuff. Planet 9. Choom. Huh. That was pretty cool. Nice. Good job, Planet 9. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. Hope you're all learned something today. I always do try to learn something every day. I know it's a cliche. It's a thing that I say on this channel that I hope you guys learn something new every day. But I really do think it's important, you know, as you get older to always be learning new stuff. You have to. All right, let's wipe the slate clean. So let's do like Pluto. Charon. We kind of just launch stuff at it from like 4 directions. I don't know if I've ever done this before. We'll launch Enceladus from this direction. And from over here, we'll launch Tethys. Dione. And Titan. Oh, Titan is way bigger than Pluto. That's crazy. All right. I'm gonna slow this down. It's always better to go too slow than too fast because you can't really like rewind in this game. We got Enceladus immediately going into Titan. Ooh. And Pluto is just gonna get absorbed. Titan, it just eats everything. Wow. But I like this Titan now. I wonder if I can like save this and export it. Save the planet. Yes, I can. Big, maybe habitable Titan. I'm actually going to try to put this into the solar system now. No, we're not going to do that. That sounds like making stuff. I said we're just smashing today. All right. Uranus. Let's do... Yeah, we're going to launch stuff at it. Let's get a good size comparison of Earth and Uranus here. You can fit 63 Earths inside Uranus, I think. Unless it's relaxed, then maybe one more. Very nice. I really like the colors that this game makes, though. Alright, let's open the Proxima Centauri system and smash this to bits. Does this not have... Let's see. Yeah, candidate exoplanets in the Alpha Centauri triple system. This is what we want. Alpha Centauri is the closest star system to the Sun. It consists of a binary pair of stars, Alpha Centauri A and B, orbited by a smaller and much more distant star, Proxima Centauri. You'll need to zoom out to see that. Yeah, it's very far away. In 2012, astronomers announced the discovery of an exoplanet, Alpha Centauri BB. So that would be over here. So Alpha Centauri BB and Alpha Centauri BC, orbiting one of the two binary stars. However, in 2015, further analysis revealed that the planet likely does not exist. In 2013, observations searching for Alpha Centauri BB instead found potential signs of another exoplanet candidate, Alpha Centauri BC, which has not yet been confirmed. Then in 2016, astronomers announced the discovery of another exoplanet in the system, Proxima Centauri B, orbiting the distant red dwarf. Since 2019, observations have suggested the presence of two more exoplanet candidates, Proxima C and D. So, you know, we know that there's probably something out there. Observing it is proving to be a bit of a problem. In 2021, astronomers detected a possible exoplanet around a third star, Alpha Centauri A. Follow-up observations with the James Webb may be able to confirm the existence. Of the 6 planets shown in the simulation, only one, Proxima Centauri B, is confirmed 100% to exist, and one is now known to be a false detection, Alpha Centauri BB. The rest are merely candidate planets. So we're going to smash them. I think that sounds fair. They're kind of imposters. So this is Alpha Centauri B. Slow this down. Wow, that is a tight orbit, though. Oh, did I put it in orbit? Oh, yeah, but we're so close to the sun. Oh, no. Earth is getting roasted. So, Alpha Centauri B Earth is not looking super livable. I'm not liking it a whole lot. Not at all. You can actually stay in a binary dance. See how long will it take for our oceans to just boil off? Oh, and it is gone. Earth's gone. Bye, Earth. Wow. All right, Io, it's your turn. Your turn to do some damage, Io. I'm gonna put it still though. Dunk. Oh, that's fun. See, no matter how old you get, I do think it's important to laugh at things, have a little bit of fun with life, you know? Be a little bit immature. As long as you pay your bills and all of that stuff, all right, that's what matters, taking care of your adult responsibilities. Then you're a mature human, and you can have as immature of a sense of humor as you would like, in my opinion. All right, what's going on here in A? I'm trying to make our Earth a super close binary of Alpha Centauri A here too. That was pretty fun. Oh, bye Earth. Earth's a lot smaller than this one. Might need to get some launch action going on here. All right, triple Earth. Boom. Earth and Earth, no. Boom. Oh, they didn't hit each other, huh? I really thought they were going to. You forget space is three-dimensional sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Wow. That's wild. Any other potential planets? Oh, that's the Berry Center. Did a bunch of destruction here. Just say there's a possible one around Proxima too. Yeah, a couple. Proxima Centauri B. Time for you to die. Use Mars this time. Get nice and close. This will look good on a short. All right. Phobos. Deimos. Not really doing much, just deflecting off. All right, Europa, do your work. There you go. Yeah. I feel like the amount of fun it is to smash things kind of has to do with their size. You know, you're like a nice size comparison. Like usually, I guess like a nice medium-sized object in comparison to the object you're slamming it into. Boom. I wonder if they have like the Kepler system in here. Yeah. The Kepler 186 system with an Earth-like planet. Kepler 186 is a dwarf star roughly 500 light-years away from the solar system. In 2014, astronomers confirmed the discovery of 5 exoplanets orbiting the star, all of them more massive than the Earth. The outermost planet, Kepler 186f, is only about 40% more massive than the Earth and orbits in the star's habitable zone. So Kepler 186f. So that's this guy. We think it would be pretty similar to Earth, although it appears that it has no tilt. So we just have a strip of water across the middle, is how it's been imagined. Obviously, we really have no idea. But that is interesting. It's the motion on this thing. So it's about 40% of the distance from the sun that our planet is, but I'm guessing Kepler 186 is a red dwarf. Let's see. Oh no, it's about half the mass of the sun. Okay. Very promising. Let's smash it. This might be kind of fun. Let's do some like little asteroids or comets or something. See if we can make this kind of cooler looking. Okay, let's get some different kind of asteroids in here. Oh no, why is my menu all weird now? What did I do here? There we go. God, I don't care about LinkedIn. I don't know why I turned on LinkedIn notifications. Random rock particles and asteroids. Alright, let's see. Is anything making contact yet? Boom! Boom, boom, boom! Raining asteroids and meteors and rock particles. Let's see if we can maybe knock this thing on its side a little bit, get it to be a little bit more like Earth. Kind of simulating a late heavy bombardment. Although, I read something recently saying that the late heavy bombardment might not have happened either, but I mean, who knows? You start going back so far back in time, we have to start really making a lot of guesses and stuff, guys. We just know that there was a lot of chaos in our solar system's past, and I mean a lot of chaos. Pretty much every moon in our solar system is born out of chaos. So think about that. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe I shouldn't have launched them all right into the lake. Let's get some polar action going on here. Pew, pew. Launching rock particles. Some asteroids. And some of these are hitting each other when you launch them too fast, which is kind of fun. So they're already fragments when they're gonna hit. Could you imagine just seeing something like this coming? Like, you know, one asteroid is one thing, but could you imagine if we just realized that like a fleet of asteroids, like we're just flying through a giant belt of asteroids in interstellar space? I don't think there's much of anything we can do. Now, because I was talking to my sister about this the other day, just about how oddly perfectly the Earth is placed, and how, you know, not only is the Earth kind of in a perfect place in our solar system, but our solar system has to be in a perfect place in the galaxy. Our galaxy has to be kind of in a perfect place in the universe, right? So there are a lot of studies recently saying or showing that basically we're inside of a cluster that's inside of a larger void. Right. And what does that mean for life? It could be very important for life in the fact that, like, being in that cluster gives us enough elements but to make planets and to make life. But being within a cluster within a void makes it so that we're not in such a crowded area of space for it to be so dangerous that our planet is getting bombarded over and over before life could ever form. Right. So just all of that, right, like we know that a moon is important for life on Earth, but how important is everything? Like, do we need a sun like our star, or, you know, a star like our sun, a moon, to be in a void, you know, in a cluster within a void? Do all of these things need to happen? And is that why it's so hard for us to find life? And, you know, I think when you start mixing all of these things together, then you get to the rare Earth hypothesis of the Fermi paradox, right? Where it's just that the Earth is just so rare, right? Oh, where are my manners? I've stopped smashing. Jericho, Vesta, Sedna, Make, Apophis. You can get a bunch of those. And why not? Pluto. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no. Uh-oh. Alright, this should be pretty fun. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see, will it be more or less like Earth when we're done? More or less? It's a good question. Boom. Yeah, chatting with Jan Davis was so much fun, though, and she was really, really intelligent. Like I said, if you have a daughter, I would definitely recommend checking out that interview. Are we a star now? No, it's a planet. Oof, we might be getting close. It's still heating up. Maybe it is turning into a star. We'll give it a little bit. Let's see if everything else down here is peaceful. Kepler 186e here. Might be a little bit too hot, but they have it depicted as a water world. You know, so who knows? Maybe you get some life a little bit deeper in the oceans if you had a planet like this, right? The water would be really warm, but you think once you start getting a little bit deeper, it would be very nice, right? Maybe on some of the areas that get a little bit less sunlight, like the poles, things like that, right? All right, let's smash a star into Kepler 186. I want to see if it classified this as a star yet. No, it still says it's a planet. Let's see, what's the lowest temperature of a star? Let's see, the lowest temperature a star can be is around 2,000 to 3,000 Kelvin. Yeah, so it's odd that it hasn't I mean, it clearly looks like a star. It's odd that it hasn't categorized it as such yet. I wonder if it's going to throw everything else out of orbit, turn us into like a binary or not. Doesn't look like it. Might be far enough out there. All right. Let's smash the star. Maybe smash some planets into the star first. We'll see what that looks like. Mercury, go. Oh, we're going too fast now. Venus, go. Earth, go. You can defeat the sun. Jupiter, you can do it. Jupiter just smashed into the planets. Pum, 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 pum. Oh, our first Jupiter's hitting. Getting hotter. Something really ominous and scary about just like a fleet of planets flying like that. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, don't tell any of our politicians that we could like move planets in the solar system to make changes. You'll get a crazy one that thinks it's a good idea. Hey, we could make Mars habitable. I'm actually waiting for Elon to say that. All we got to do is knock a couple asteroids into Mars and knock it a little bit closer to Earth, guys. What could possibly go wrong? It would be a super great idea. Make our colonies like way easier, you know, because I could totally see him saying that. This is beautiful. AI software that makes my shorts recognize this as being awesome. I guess I'm gonna have to come in here and make this myself. That's beautiful. See, sometimes I think I get a little bit caught up in making stuff for this channel and I forget just how I just get lost in this game for hours just sitting around having fun. And it is sort of weird how when you start doing something you enjoy for work, you can kind of lose the fun and enjoyment in it, but all right, they're going way too slow. Let's go, Planet Armada. Get in there. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Doom, 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 doom. Nice. That's sweet. What is going on here? You're like plasma arcs coming out? Wow. Stunning. It still hasn't eaten up everything yet. Let's see. We'll keep launching more stuff into it. Eventually, we'll just launch another star into it, you know. All right, let's hit it with another star. There's our sun. Boom. Now we're really messing up this solar system. Oh, I guess it is still a planet, though. It cooled down quite a bit, so we did not achieve any sort of fusion or fission there. That's why it wouldn't have categorized it. It just got up to a really high temperature, so that's interesting. So that begs the question, can you have a planet hotter than a star? Like a hot planet that's hotter than a cold star? Somebody Google that for me. That's a good question. I like these colors. We're getting purples and reds now. All right. Supernova time. That was sweet. A little binary twist and just blew up into one of the coolest color supernovas I've ever seen in this game. And the sun still survived in there. What was that? Those double Barnard stars? That was awesome. Let's see if we can do the same thing with Wolf. I don't know, it's hard to see if that went supernova. I think it did, though. Yeah. We have a second supernova forming inside of here. So you're gonna get some awesome different colors now. I love these blues, though. It's absolutely stunning. All right, thanks for everybody who joined in today. Like I said, if you want to learn a little bit about what it's like to be an astronaut, or maybe if you've ever had some questions for an astronaut, I think that like 20 different questions or so were asked. So, you know, a lot of probably the general questions that people would have for an astronaut got asked there. Like I said, working on the full tour of the Kennedy Space Center. and I'm working on a geography of the moon video, so I'll be having lots of stuff coming out for you guys. I'll have a lot of Smash shorts coming out for you, all kinds of fun stuff. Make sure to like, share with a friend, comment, subscribe, all of that fun, stupid YouTube stuff. All right, have a wonderful day. Take care. I love you.